Danger, action, and gorgeous scenery rarely come together so well as they did in this week's episode, The River Wild. Filmed on location primarily in Montana, this film brings adventure like you've never seen before. A few things stand out about The River Wild. One of which is that the cast performed most of their stunts and on location. Yes, that really was Meryl Streep, David Strathairn, Kevin Bacon, and John C. Reilly paddling, pulling, and raging down the Kootenai River. Permission to film on this location was granted for the first time by the Kootenai tribe, who hold this ground to be sacred. In granting permission, the Kootenai tribe gave one caveat to the film crew. The actual location where shooting took place was never to be disclosed to the public. And to their credit, the filmmakers have honored that. But in the 30 years since it's released, avid backpackers and wilderness enthusiasts have scouted along the Kootenai River to see if they can find these places. And some have been successful. The majority of the action in the River Wild takes place in and around Glacier National Park. The surrounding area is massive. We're talking over 2,000 square miles. So it was certainly a task for those who wanted to find where some of these locations were. And for those adventurous enough, you can visit spots in Glacier National Park, Libby, Montana, Flathead Lake, and the surrounding region to see the waters that made this movie so dramatic. Now, in one memorable scene toward the beginning, when Gail, Wade, and Terry drop into the Kootenai River, they are near Libby, Montana. And here, Tom, Gail, Rorik, and Maggie are in one raft with Wade and Terry in another. The adventure pretty much begins right after that. Now, Wade and Terry, spoiler alert, are thugs on the run after stealing about, it's estimated, around $1 million or so from the local cattle auction. So they have a bit of an agenda. So rather than heeding Gail's instructions, Wade insists on steering the raft into dangerous rapids in an attempt to expedite their escape. Their raft capsizes and both men are thrown into the water. Now, it would have been fantastic if they had just, succumbed to the River Wild at this point, but then we don't get a fantastic movie. Most people don't know where this exact spot was filmed. Like fishing spots, people primarily like to keep really good rafting locations a secret. But you can certainly make the trip to Libby and put your imagination to the test. You will find the Kootenai River from Libby just off Highway 2, and direct access to the river is located beside a house. From there, you will need to continue along this road for about a mile to find a place where you can leave your vehicle and explore the river grounds on foot. A trail then leads from the parking area to the river itself. And like Gail, Tom, and Rorik, they had already planned on having her parents meet them further down the river, and this is advisable since you can really only paddle one way down a river. Now, through this dangerous waterway, the group nearly loses control of the raft several times, to Wade and Terry's dumbfoundment several times. At one point they ask, "What's that noise?" "Well, rapids tend to be very loud, Wade." And at another point he asks, "Is this the only way down the river?" "Yes, Wade, this is what we've been telling you. This is dangerous. Rivers tend to be one-way destinations." But because of Gail's quick thinking and river experience, they successfully pass through those violent rapids on the Kootenai River. And the River Wild takes you on an invigorating ride through some of the roughest rapids in Montana. If you're curious about replicating the adventure minus violent felons, why not consider a rafting trip to see the spots where some of the most memorable moments of the film occurred? You're sure to have a blast. So you've decided to make the voyage and have your very own River Wild experience. When's the best time to raft? The Kootenai River in Montana and Idaho is a good river to enjoy year-round, but most say the best times are in late summer and early fall, and I'd have to agree with that. If you want to enjoy scenery and not get too cold, summer is ideal. And in the late summer, the river is cool and runs clear, as we saw in the movie, with lots of midday hatches that attract trout if you fish. However, it's illegal to target certain fish in most of Montana, so just check your guidebooks and listen to the experts. In the fall, the river is still clear and the changing foliage is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. However, the temperatures will be noticeably colder, so pack appropriately. When I lived in Montana, there were a handful of times I saw brave souls along the river, even as the snow was falling. Now, that's not for me, but there are people for whom this type of adventure is absolutely perfect. If an action movie jam-packed with whitewater rapids looks appealing, why not make your next vacation a trip to one of the many River Wild locations? But in the meantime, go ahead and take a heavy oar to the subscribe button so you never miss a thing. As always, we appreciate our listeners, our viewers, and our supporters. New episodes of the Real Relationships podcast are released every Thursday, along with episodes of this show on YouTube. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also find us on TikTok and Facebook. So go ahead and follow us, subscribe, join the fun. We will see you soon. As always, stay safe. Don't pick up any river felons.